If you're like me, you've probably been feeling pretty on edge lately. There is a lot going on, not only in the world, but it feels like, I don't know, myself and like everyone I know in our own like individual lives, I feel like everyone's kind of just going through a lot right now. A lot of us, our nervous system is set in a fight or flight mode right now, like constantly reacting to everything around us. The world today is filled with chaos, with noise, with so much sensory overload that truthfully it's hard to handle. Every day we are bombarded with headlines, with social media, with news and messages that trigger our stress, our fear, and our uncertainty. But here's the thing, you guys, our nervous system, your nervous system was not designed for this. Bear with me, my camera is currently broken. I had to mail it in, so I have to film off my phone for the next few weeks. Very annoying. I actually can't even see like where I'm talking right now, so hopefully this turns out okay. The purpose of this video is that I want to help guide you through how to regulate your nervous system so that you are not constantly stuck in fight or flight, in fear, in worry, in stress. Like we want to breathe, right? I want to give you peace. I want to give you clarity. And most importantly, I want to give you control. The 3 things we are going to cover is why information overload is affecting your nervous system, how stress and panic can affect your body, and I'm going to give you some simple techniques to actually regulate your nervous system and get you back to feeling a little more peaceful and in control. So take a deep breath with me. When you do that, just as a little bonus side tip, the way that it affects your body the most and will calm your nervous system the most is breathing through your nose and out through your mouth. So this video is not going to be like this, but just as a little side tip, like so do one, let's get started. All right, so it's like everywhere we look, there's a new headline, there's a new crisis, there's a new trend, there's just so much that is fighting for our attention, right? This is the age of attention. Our phones are constantly buzzing. We're getting all of these notifications. Our feeds, whether it's YouTube or the news or TikTok, it's just filled with breaking news like every 5 minutes. And the thing is often, even when we are trying to relax, our brain is processing so much information that we are still in that fight or flight mode when we're at rest. It is not good. So here's kind of like what's happening behind the scenes. One, our brains through evolution are always scanning for possible threats. And if you go back to the video I posted with mirror neurons, I'll post it right here if you haven't seen it. When our body takes on the stress of when we're viewing those things, our brain doesn't know if it's real, like actually happening in real life or not. So it's going to respond as if it is, right? So for example, if you see a headline, and like think about all of the plane crashes and stuff like that. So when you're reading that and you feel the fear and the anger and whatever emotions pop up for you, your brain is taking it in as it's actually happening. So your brain, just by reading it, is popping into fight or flight. It's reacting as if you are in immediate danger. So then, as I've said, your body enters into fight or flight mode. Your heart rate increases, your muscles get intense, your breathing gets more shallow, and you're getting higher cortisol levels in your body, which is the stress hormone. And so what happens is your nervous system gets stuck into overdrive. It is constantly in this fight or flight mode. So instead of rest and recovering, our body is just constantly in overdrive. And so what is the result of this? The result is we feel constantly stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed. And it just becomes this loop, this cycle. It's kind of like, and maybe not everyone's like this, but if you're watching this video, you probably are. And that is like, the more stressed you are, right? The more you want to dive into information to find out more, to try to relieve that stress. But then you're just bringing on new stress. And it's just this perpetual cycle of stress and worry and anger and whatever it is, right? And so you're never giving your body a second to just breathe, and your brain a second to breathe. How do we break free of this? I think it is first important to know what our nervous system's two like modes are. And the first is a sympathetic nervous system. And that's what is our fight or flight response. It kicks in when you're feeling threatened, overwhelmed, and overstimulated. The second mode or phase or whatever you want to call it is the parasympathetic system. And that is when you are in recovery and rest. And this is your relaxation response. This is what allows your body to get back into balance, into calming you down, to think clearly and to feel at peace. And I think we all need to get our nervous systems into that immediately, right now, by the end of this video. Because the thing is the longer we stay in the sympathetic, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but whatever. The longer we stay in that mode, the more panic attacks we have, the more trouble we have sleeping, the more digestive issues we have, chronic fatigue, burnout. And I think the biggest one, maybe not the biggest one, but I think the most common right now is feeling kind of like numb and disconnected. You know what I mean? Like, I've definitely been feeling that way. And it's almost like you feel like you're like outside of yourself, but you're not, you know, it's a really strange feeling. It is unsustainable to stay in this mode. Like, we cannot do this. We can't. So the question is, how do we switch it back, right? How do we bring our brains and our nervous system back into the balance and the peace? So let's go through some easy, simple, but powerful techniques. All right, so I gave you a little teaser of this in the beginning of the video, and that is the 4-7-8 breathing method. Sounds complicated, super easy. All you do is inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, and exhale for 8. So let's try it together. Inhale, hold, exhale. I would recommend doing this as many times as you need to, but after just doing it once, you'll feel a difference. I really recommend maybe doing it for like a minute, but at minimum like 3 or 4 times. That would be like the baseline, but just, I already feel so much better. No worry in the world. Just kidding. But you know, that's the whole purpose of this video. The next thing you can do, which I really like, I tend to use this method when I am feeling anxious. I do tend to get panic attacks. I've never done a video on that. Maybe I should. Let me know in the comments if you would want me to do like a specific video on panic attacks. I'm very accustomed to them. But what this is called is sensory grounding. And what that means is grounding yourself in the present moment using your 5 senses. So you can also think of this as like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 kind of thing. So to sit down, right? Sit there, and you want to look at 5 things you can see, like 5 things you can physically see with your eyes. You know, right now I see my phone, and I see a bottle of wine, and I see a window, and I see plants, and I see a chair, right? Number 4, and the next part is 4 things you can touch. I can touch you. I can touch the table. I can touch my sweater. I can touch my hair. Next is 3 things you can hear. So I hear my stomach growling, the air flowing through the house, and the dishwasher going. Hopefully you guys can hear that. Next is 2 things you can smell. I don't really have a good nose, so. My perfume and I don't know, the air. I really don't smell anything else, but I like don't have a good nose. So, and then the last thing you want to do is one thing you can taste. So like, I guess like it sounds gross, but like my spit. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all of your senses, 5 things you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. And that will really ground you into where you are in the present moment. And on a deeper level, what that does is kind of take you out of your mind. And if your like thoughts are racing, it'll take you out of your mind and put you in the present of what's real, what's here, what's right now. All right, number 3, and this is the just limitless digital overload that we have. Like, our brains were not meant to take in all of this information all of the time. So here are a few things that I have done to kind of de-stimulate my mind sometimes. All right, the first thing is you want to set like no news hours or no social media hours. So you won't check your phone before this time or after this time. Maybe it's in the day, whatever it is, set aside a few hours of your day where you will not take in information from the news, from social media, any of that stuff. Okay. I tend to just go, like, I'm really busy during the day with like my job and, you know, all of life's things. But then at night, I tend to go down the rabbit holes, right? And again, that's gonna snowball, it's gonna affect your sleep, your anxiety, all that stuff. So just set times. I would recommend the morning and the night so you have some time to decompress and get your body back into that parasympathetic mode before you go to sleep. Next, and this kind of goes along with it, is checking your phone first thing in the morning. I don't know about you, but as soon as my alarm goes off in the morning, I tend to like grab my phone, scroll for like 5 or 10 minutes. I know some people do it longer. But it's just boom, like you come out of sleep, right? And you're just boom, activating your cortisol levels. Like, don't do that. It will improve your day so much. I promise. I know it's kind of difficult and we're like so accustomed to doing it, but just don't. Like, just try it for like a week and see how it feels. You know, you don't have to like do it forever, but just like experiment with yourself and see what the difference would be. And the third one, stop following negative content when you're doom scrolling. You know what I mean? And I do it too, trust me. Like, I've talked about in other videos where we get a little addicted. I'll actually post that video right here if you want to check this out about why we are addicted to like negativity. It's not your fault. It's the way kind of our brains are wired, but it is your responsibility if you want to change your life in the sense of making your life a little more peaceful and putting your body into a more stable mode. Please fill your timelines, fill your social media feeds with positivity. And sure, the negatives are going to creep in there sometimes. And I'm not saying don't stay informed, but when 85-90% of the stuff you are following is positive, it's going to make such a big difference in your life. I promise. Scroll through my videos. They're mostly like positive. And before I get into the next one, if you are finding value in this video, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment in below because it really helps the algorithm. I put a lot of work into these videos and I love you guys and appreciate you, and that's all I'm asking from you. Number 4, and that is cold water therapy. This one I am not the best at. I don't practice very often, but there's a reason. Like, when you see people getting into those ice baths and everything, it can literally reset your nervous system in like seconds. So even if like you get in this is the way I've done it before, right? Because I'm a big baby. We have a pool outside, and in the summer, like if it's 75 degrees, I don't even want to get in. Like, it's too cold for me. I know. So all you do is you put your shower on like as cold as you can take it, more than you think you can. Just put it on cold. Get in for like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, and then like take your normal shower. That in itself could potentially reset your nervous system. It does work very quick. I'm just a big baby. The next thing you do that any of us can do, and this one's really easy, and that is just going out into nature, into the sunlight. If you're, in a colder state right now, like we don't really get much sunlight this time of year, But even just like going outside and walking through the woods or looking at the moon at night or whatever it is that like speaks to you, just 10 minutes outside can reset your nervous system. If you're somewhere warm, highly recommend grounding yourself and putting your bare feet into some grass or some sand. I do it as much as I can in the summer and spring months, but you know, it's like 22 degrees here today, so we ain't doing that. But it will reduce your cortisol levels, it will improve your mental clarity, and it will boost your mood and your energy. So guys, like by practicing these simple things, and let me know in the comments like which one is your favorite that you liked the best, you literally can rewire your brain for peace, for clarity, for resilience, for calmness, no matter what is happening in the world and what is happening in your life. I hope you guys found value in this video. I love you so much, and don't forget, be limitlessly yourself.